Hey everybody, it's Spopes. I am here in beautiful downtown Rathdrum, Idaho, and you may notice I got a haircut. Yeah, I got tired of everyone saying that I look gay or like a pedo. I don't mind, but it's kind of mean. But you're actually probably right. So there you go. I got myself a nice fade here from Dawn at Buckshot Barber. If anyone is local, it's a great place to go. But today I'm going to dispel a myth. So I'm on an anti-porn kick now. We've already covered everything wrong with cannabis, but it's time to cover everything wrong with porn. So we've been taught that it's normal, that all men do it, all this kind of stuff, but that's already been pretty well covered. One thing I haven't heard covered that well so far is another underlying truth, which is that men don't need to orgasm. It is not necessary. People act like it's this required biological need. There was like a study, I don't know, it was a few years ago, maybe 10 years ago now, where there was this idea that prostate cancer incidence went down. But that was a pretty flawed study that also said that if men are completely abstinent, if they don't orgasm at all, then prostate cancer rates actually go down considerably. So we've been fed this idea that you have to, this is the barbershop by the way, right here, that you have to do this as a man, that it's basically unsafe. And so if you don't have a partner, you just need to coon. But that is not even remotely true. So going back in history, Christian monks would often be completely celibate. Actually, celibacy is a common theme of pretty much every major religious practice throughout history. The unnatural thing is chronic masturbation. And, you know, it's normal to have a lot of sex when you're young or when you're trying to have children. But afterward, it just kind of goes away naturally. It's not something you're usually thinking that much about when you're 40, 50, 60. It's for reproduction. We have to remember, it feels good, but it's for reproduction. Just like eating food feels good, but it's for nourishment. There's no need to eat food beyond your nourishment. And by the way, I've been doing intermittent fasting again. I haven't eaten yet today. It's like 4:30? I feel great. I eat usually like one relatively large meal and then a little bit more later at night. That seems to work for me. So this proves that, you know, biological necessity is very different from what society tells us is right or healthy for men to do. And I was looking into this, and the benefits of semen retention are immense. Just there's scientific studies on this, but also just the anecdotal reports, like on Reddit from people who have done this. Your energy goes up. Women are more attracted to you. And by the way, you can have a partner and retain your semen. You just don't orgasm. You can have sex, but you just don't orgasm. You keep yourself from doing it. That doesn't actually apply though to pornography or masturbation though, where all the issues with your brain rewiring and dopamine signals and difficulty socializing and viewing women as objects and stuff like that, that all still happens even if you just watch porn but don't orgasm. And eventually you will orgasm and the whole process restarts itself. So then how do you get to the point where you're able to retain your semen? And this is a really cool looking church back behind me. I haven't really done that much walking through Rathdrum. Nice church. This is where I live, but I haven't really walked through it that much in the downtown area. So how do you get to this point? So say you are a man, you may have a partner, you may not. How do you retain your semen? So first thing, of course, is just to completely eliminate porn from your life, if you haven't already. To reset your dopamine, right? By just not using it, not orgasming. The general time frame is like 90 days before your brain completely resets. So even if you do decide to start engaging that again, not porn, but orgasming in general, you need to have enough time for semen to be retained, and also your brain to reset to really notice the benefits. And I do also want to say too, having like one orgasm, like spilling your seed one time, does not like reset this or end it, right? Because what will happen as you retain your semen is, even if you didn't when you were younger, you will start to have nocturnal emissions, like pretty likely you will. Or you might just like rub up against something and, oh, right? Because you become a lot more sensitive. Everything resets. So as you go on this journey, don't be like super concerned if you slip up, but you shouldn't slip up in the form of using pornography and masturbating to that. And the only way that you can do that, the only way you can actually stop, is through confession. This is backed up by the statistics. So only 1 in 5, or actually a little bit less than that, 83% of men do relapse if they don't confess what they've done to their partner, to a church leader, to a therapist, to somebody. I'm gonna go down this creepy alley, see what happens to me. But yeah, 80 some plus % do relapse without confession. And so why is that, right? Well, the main things that fuel pornography addiction aren't actually pornography itself. They're the shame you feel over it, and also the secrecy. So the shame provides the emotional fuel. The secrecy provides the structure within which you can keep this practice going. So the shame goes away, and the cortisol you feel, the stress you feel over the shame, combines with the dopamine of the pornography viewing for like this double hit. Like, you know, smoking a spliff, right? Tobacco and weed mixed together. It's like that, where the shame actually makes it feel better biochemically, neurologically, and so then you're more likely to relapse. So you need to get rid of the shame, and the shame goes away when you confess. That's just statistically proven. You might still feel ashamed, but the burden, the level of stress put on you by the shame, like immediately and dramatically diminishes when you do confess. So that's number one. The shame has to go away through confession, and then the secrecy also goes away. And then you may need to set up some kind of a accountability, right? Where you continue confessing on a regular basis, where you go through a CSAT program that involves polygraph testing, where you put porn blockers in your computer, and have an accountability partner through that. That's the only way you can keep the secret from going away. But just like I talked about with weed, another huge part is just wanting to be done with it. Like a forced confession is meaningless. But if you're just really done and then you confess, it goes away. So you do take that 80% chance of relapse without confession, and then you flip that back around to 80% chance of never relapsing ever over the course of 2 to 10 years. The studies have been done. If you do confess. Confession is the absolute key. And it's interesting to me that Christians knew this long before we had fMRI imaging or anything like that. They knew that shame was the main continuer of it, which is why they had confession. That's where confession comes from, is this intuition without science, but this understanding. That's really what's going on here, is the shame is the problem. And the shame goes away with confession. That also takes away the secrecy. So if you are really serious about retaining semen, chances say you're just really not going to make it if you still feel this shame. If you don't confess, you're just going to fail. You might retain for a week or a month or 30 days. And again, I mean, retention doesn't mean like 100% total retention all the time. It means like nothing except uncontrollable nocturnal emissions. But also you can help that. You can try to wake yourself up during the dream and stop. So if you have an uncontrollable nocturnal emission, that's not the same thing I'm talking about. But you want to have retention for at least 90 days to notice the benefits. And the only way you're getting there is through confession. And some people say semen retention literally gives you superpowers, but what it does do, it makes your skin glow. It gives you extra energy. It gives you extra confidence. It also, like, obviously, if masturbating to pornography is a problem for you or in your relationships, you say goodbye to that problem. So it's starting to rain. I think I'm gonna cut this off here, but just really quickly, I just want to summarize. There is absolutely no need to orgasm as a man. That's a myth. It's a myth that is backed up and kept alive by people just wanting to do it. So there's absolutely no biological imperative. There's no need for it whatsoever. And then on top of that, there are massive benefits to actually retaining your seed. It makes your life a lot better, both in terms of relationships and your personal health. But the only way you're going to get there is through confessing if you already have a masturbation problem, or I didn't mention this, but you can communicate with your partner about, well, I'm not going to orgasm anymore, and they can support you. Hopefully they'll support you. I don't see really why they wouldn't, but you need to set up your life through confession or communication to make it possible to make this happen. But again, you can stop. It's not going to hurt you. You can just stop doing it, and the benefits will be nearly immediate and definitely immense. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the video in the corner if you can't wait for another Spopes video, and I will be back soon. God bless you all. Yeah, really quick, a prayer. Just God be with anybody trying to stop with masturbation or wanting to try semen retention. May you bless them with everything they need to do to make that happen, with the courage to confess, someone to confess to. Just let this practice improve the lives of anybody who needs that improvement or wants that improvement. Lord, in your mercy, hear our prayer. All right, guys, thanks for watching. See you soon.